Hello, welcome back to my channel. How are you all guys doing? How are you all guys doing? Wrong English. How are you all doing? Today, one of my clients, I had a one-to-one mentoring call in the morning, and she mentioned to me something, and she said she's getting addicted to her phone and she's mindlessly scrolling through her phone all the time. And she's getting into the habit of it, and she's very well aware that she is wasting many minutes, hours upon it without doing something productive. And she's a career woman, and so she plays multiple roles. She's a career woman. She manages a house. She's taking care of her aging parents. And so amidst all of this, she's getting into the habit of mindlessly scrolling over her phone for hours upon hours. So phones have become a reality of our lives. It is what it is. We are now bound by this little device, which if we leave it somewhere or if we don't find it in the next second, we actually have, I know of my clients who have anxiety and panic attacks if they can't find their mobile phones. And this addiction has taken, I think, millions of productivity hours from probably each and every person who holds this device in their hand. Now the question is, can we get rid of this mindless scrolling on our phones? So I did a bit of research on it, and I came across some wonderful pieces of information, some great tools and strategies, and I then took a note of all of those. And as always, until unless I do not practice something, I will not tell someone else to do it. So this entire episode of practicing something like this had happened with me sometime last year. I realized that I was spending more hours consuming content rather than creating content. In my profession, with a YouTube channel and an Instagram page, and added to that my coaching and mentoring, I realized I was wasting a lot of my time consuming content. So at that point in time, I started to look into what else could I do which will slowly and but surely take me away from this habit of mindless scrolling, and at the same time give me ability to let go of something that is not productive in my life. So the things that I have practiced, I have made a note of it, and the research that I did today, I have made notes of it. So I will be discussing and sharing my thoughts on it. So one of the first things that you can do is that email, for example. So I have subscribed to different emails or newsletters probably 2 years ago or 3 years ago, and at that point in time, the sources or the resources those newsletters were presenting to me were relevant to my life. 2 years down the line, I have moved on and probably learned that skill. Probably I'm no longer in that space. There was a time I used to endlessly consume tech news. Now I don't do that. I'm not in that space mentally anymore. So one of the best things you can do is, when you're mindlessly scrolling but using your time better, is to delete or unsubscribe from all the emails or newsletters that you don't require anymore. So that is one way of utilizing. You are on your device, but at the same time you're doing something which is going to be helpful to you. The second thing that you can do is, again, delete all the apps from your device which you do not require. There are so many apps that I was needing it in the earlier time period. Now I don't need them. Now I used to play a lot of games. Now I don't. So I have deleted all those apps. So that's the other way, and it gives you a lot of space on your device also to secure and manage things that actually do matter. That's the second thing. The other thing is, go into your WhatsApp if you use WhatsApp, and who are the people who have access to your WhatsApp whom you have never chatted with or never had a word of exchanged for the past 1 year. Delete all that information. Delete the names of all those people or all those accounts, because you don't need to be in touch with these people. The fourth thing that you can do is there are a lot of apps now through which you can read books. Goodreads is one of them. Why not download an app which can help you read books? I think that's a wonderful way of scrolling, but at the same time doing something or reading something that you enjoy. I'm an avid reader and I love reading books and all kinds of books, primarily non-fiction. But if you do that, I think that's also a wonderful way of mindlessly, you're still scrolling, but you're doing something mindful with it. The other is to download a beautiful app. There is one called Calm. There is another one which the name is slipping by my from my mind right now. Beautiful apps which have amazing meditations. They have affirmations, they have beautiful music, they have mindful practices. Downloading an app like that and using it to relax you, and a lot of them, thousands of those meditations are free. Of course, there's a paid version to these apps also, but a lot of them have what we call free resources of mindful practices. Downloading that app and using it instead of mindlessly scrolling through social media may be another great way of letting go of the addiction of mindless scrolling. The other thing that I do is I have done, which which I did when I was going to I think Thailand. Yes, that was last year. I downloaded a app called Duolingo, and that app helped me to learn a little bit of words in Thailand. Though Thailand, I think most people do speak English, and I was in the capital city. But that was very fascinating for me. I would say something and then to translate into a Thai language, and I could converse, and people were so appreciative. They loved the fact that I was making an effort to speak in their language. There are many apps now which help you to learn different languages. I like to learn languages, but only to the extent that they help me when I am traveling in that country. It helps me to relate better. It helps me not to get stuck when I'm wanting to order a vegetarian food or vegetarian meal, which can be quite a challenge in some countries. And I remember this was a great story I would love to share. I was in Japan. This is in 1998 or 99. This was my first trip to Japan. And I have been a vegetarian. And I went to a nice restaurant and I said, I would like something vegetarian. And the gentleman said, sure. And communication was very limited at that point in time. I think there was a huge need for English speaking people in the country, and I think it still stands the same today. But anyways, in all my little gesture, sign language, I could tell him I want vegetarian food, nothing. So he brings in this beautiful ceramic bowl, a soup. And I'm very happy to see the soup, and I love beautiful crockery. So I'm looking at the bowl and I'm like, oh, beautiful. And as I dip my spoon to take my first spoonful of that soup, lo and behold, I can see something moving in it and some living organisms moving in it. And so I asked him to come and I said, what is this? I asked for a vegetarian food. He said, no. This is just little fish. I was like, yeah, fish is not vegetarian. He said, no, fish is the plant of the sea. And I looked at him and I'm like, oh my God. The lack of not being able to understand and being still appreciative of other cultures and others' ways of living, it's plant of the sea. It makes sense to me many years later. But at that point of time, because I was so hungry, I was livid and I was like, oh my God, where do I go and get a decent vegetarian meal? So doing something like that, if you're traveling abroad and having a language app, it will help you not to, mindlessly scroll. The other is also to get rid of all your access photographs. We collect so many photographs, endless amount of photographs on our mobile phones. Why don't we just let go of them, where either I'm like cross-eyed, or my hair is going all over the place, or I have pictures with those people whose names also I don't remember anymore. Clearing up all of that and creating more space is also a great way of getting rid of the excess and doing productive things on your phone, which can help you to really enjoy the device, and not waste your time, not mindlessly scrolling by just doing things which are not going to bring any joy, any happiness into your lives. So I do hope that you also think about how do you use your mobile devices, for how long you use them, and are they a hindrance or are they helpful to you in living your day-to-day life to the best possible way and manner that you choose it to be. At this end, I'll sign off for now, and I hope you subscribe to the channel if you like the content, and pay attention to how many hours you spend consuming content instead of creating it. Bye for now.